Hey guys, and welcome to Cooking with Chef Nikki. Today I am making Maryland style crab cakes for a crab cake BLT sandwich that I want to put together. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to start by making the base of our crab cakes. Now this is a Maryland style recipe, so that's where I got these ingredients from. Crab cakes are made differently by different people, but the basics, you always want to start with a mayonnaise. That's going to keep your crab cake moist and delicious, nice and fatty. We're not counting calories on this recipe. We're going for flavor. We also added an egg. Now I'm not giving measurements for this. I'm actually just making 2 crab cakes with this recipe, so we're literally using minimal ingredients. I like yellow mustard and Worcestershire sauce. You could, by the way, use like a Dijon mustard, but I had yellow mustard. It works just as well. Old Bay seasoning. You cannot make Maryland style crab cakes without the Old Bay. You just can't. Also going to put in some salt because again, this base is going to be going on our crab meat, so we need to make sure it's seasoned. I always keep chopped parsley in the house in a bag or in a bowl in my fridge because I use it all the time. So I add that in there mainly for color. And of course, since we're dealing with seafood, we're going to go ahead and put in some freshly squeezed lemon juice, and I like to roll it and get the lemons extra juicy. You see all that juice that came out of there? Good stuff. Got a little seed in there, so we're going to have to take that out. There we go. Now, this is the base, and we're going to mix everything together and then add the meat. It's important that you make the base or the sauce first and then add the meat. The meat is very delicate, and you want to keep the integrity of the meat. You don't want the meat to be like how you would make tuna fish at home where you're stirring it. So after you make sure your sauce is really mixed up well, then we add our meat. Now, this is blue crab meat, and this is called special meat, which is commonly used in crab cakes. You'll also see crab cakes made with lump and jumbo lump meat, and that's just the size of the meat. You'll also find blue crab meat in claw. You'll get the claw meat, you'll get the special meat, which is what I have, the lump and the jumbo lump. The jumbo lump is extremely expensive. So this little can of special meat that you see is 8 ounces. That cost about $10, and I'm only getting 2 crab cakes in this recipe. Jumbo lump meat is double that. The jumbo lump meat was about, I want to say $20. And again, it would have still been the same amount of meat. It's still 8 ounces. It would have gave me 2 crab cakes. That's why crab cakes are expensive, guys. You're paying $20 for 8 ounces of meat. Yeah, that's a lot. All right, so you see I mixed everything together. I didn't overwork it, and now I just added some crushed saltine crackers. You don't have to get fancy and add Ritz crackers and add your favorite party crackers. Let's keep it simple. Again, this is a Maryland style recipe, and saltine crackers are the best. I would get the salted because they have salt on them, and that'll add even more flavor to your crab cakes. Now, again, as you can see, I'm not overworking the mixture. I want to keep it really moist, and you don't want to make the crab meat all mushy. You kind of want to keep the integrity of it and let people know this is crab meat. This is expensive meat, so show that meat off. And there you have it. I formed it, didn't squeeze it together too hard. Put it on our pan, and we're going to put it in the broiler. So put your oven on broil and pop it in there. For the sake of time, I put them in the broiler, and now while they're broiling, I'm going to show you our ingredients to assemble our sandwich. So you saw I have the tomato back there. I have some butter lettuce, which is a beautiful lettuce for the sandwich. You could use romaine, you could use iceberg if you chop it up, but look how pretty this lettuce is. I'm just picking through it and finding some really nice pieces to use on our sandwich. I wanted the pieces to be different sizes, so I kind of picked through it and got like a larger piece and a smaller piece. This lettuce is really soft, and it's known for having kind of a buttery taste, why it's called butter lettuce. But I mean, the color is amazing. And it's not the most crunchiest, crispiest lettuce in the world, but it is going to give a desired look for this sandwich. So you see I picked my pieces. They're really pretty, nice and green, nice and soft lettuce. And we're just going to put those aside for our assembly. Now we're going to go ahead and slice our tomato. This is called a slicing tomato or a sandwich tomato, which you would find at the store. which you would use on a sandwich or a burger. You could also use Roma tomatoes, which are really nice and juicy as well. They're a little bit smaller and oval shaped, so that's why I went for this one. We have our remoulade sauce. It's a store-bought sauce. Remoulade is like almost like a tartar sauce, but it has like Cajun seasoning and stuff. It's really good. And that's our brioche bun, which I cooked or toasted in a pan with butter. I'm sorry it got cut off. You couldn't really see what I was doing there, but I was just putting the sauce onto the toasted bun, the bottom part. And we're going to put our lettuce right on top. And also, going back to that remoulade sauce, I really like the store-made remoulade sauce from DeKalb Farmers Market. They make a really good sauce. It's in the seafood section. They actually make it, and it comes in a cute little plastic container. But when I run out of that and I don't feel like driving to DeKalb, then I use the Louisiana brand. All right, so that's hickory smoked bacon, which I cooked earlier, and we're going to put it on top of the crab cake. There they are, nice and broiled. It only took about 6 or 7 minutes. They cook really fast in the broiler, so this is not like when you're baking it and it's in for 20 minutes. No, 6 or 7 minutes and they're broiled perfectly. We place it right on top of the juicy tomatoes, and we're gonna put some more remoulade on top because we want this to be really saucy. And again, remoulade can be made homemade. Homemade is always better, right? But that's a good store-bought brand that I like to use when I can't get the one from the farmer's market. So, and here's our bacon. Can you believe that that was supposed to be thick cut bacon, guys? Look how thin that is. That's horrible. And bacon costs so much nowadays. But anyway, put that on top, and then we'll put a little more sauce on our bun. Again, want this to be nice and saucy and sloppy. This is a delicious sandwich. And there you have it. This is our Maryland Style Crabcake BLT, and I'm going to take a picture. Hope y'all enjoy watching me making this.